All right, waiting for a few people to join us. I'm going to talk about seeds today and gardening, so I think it'll be fun. So y'all remember we talked about bees last week, and what is something that bees collect when they go around from flower to flower? Pollen. That's right, pollen. All right, I have let me get my picture to show y'all. I learned last week that it's upside down, so I'm going to do it this way. All right, there we go. Here's my professional graphics. Okay, I want to tell you about the parts of a flower because they're really important. This is called the anther. Do you see this little part? That is what carries pollen. And pollen, the bees go around, they go buzzing around, and they touch the top of this, which is called the stigma. And the stigma carries the pollen down to what becomes the seed. So I think that's pretty cool. All right, let's see. I think we have some friends joining us. I love it when people wave because then I know you're there. So if anybody wants to wave, that would be great. Hi, I'll wave. Hi. All right, so today we're going to talk about gardening and how fun gardening can be. You can garden with lots of space, with just a little bit of space, whatever you think. So I wanted to first ask y'all a little question about seeds. So let me show y'all a few seeds because I have a whole bunch of seeds to show you that we're going to plant. So let's see. There we go. These are some different seeds. We've got some bean seeds that we're going to plant. Those are beans. And I love this. These are actually watermelon seeds. And so this is going to be an orange watermelon, actually. Can you believe that they make orange watermelons? All right, so I'm showing you different types of seeds. And let me show you what we're going to look at today. We've got parsley. And has anybody ever had kohlrabi? I grew it one time and it was really cool. I don't know what you do with it, but it looks really cool growing. And then we also have some radish seeds. These are little tiny seeds. See those? Look at those compared to the snap peas. Snap peas are huge. Isn't that cool how different they can be? All right, all kinds of different seeds. Okay, so I was just starting with seeds and talking about seeds. For those of you who just joined us, this is what I was talking about. Remember how we talked about bees last week? And bees go around and start collecting pollen, right? We saw some of the mason bees and honeybees that were carrying pollen. Well, if this is a flower cut in half, where does the pollen come from? It comes right here. It's something called an anther. And actually there's pollen growing on that. And so the bees come along bzz, and they come and visit the little pollen and they dance around all over it and they get the pollen on their bodies. And then they go to another flower and they don't do it intentionally. They accidentally touch this part of the flower called the stigma. And the stigma then takes the pollen down into the middle where it becomes a seed right there. So now, today what we're going to talk about are these actual seeds. And these are all these different seeds we've got. But if there are any kids out there watching, I want y'all to do a favor for me. Here, I'm going to do this. And y'all can think I'm really silly. And that is okay because I'm good with being silly. Okay, I want y'all to get really tiny, like a little seed. Okay, I might be too old to do this in the ground. Okay, if you're really tiny, like a little seed, what do you need to get bigger? Well, first you need dirt, right? My feet are in dirt, okay? So I can start growing a little bit. And then what else do you need? You need some water. And what is something that every plant needs out there? The sun. Yes, you gotta have the sun. So 3 things that every plant needs: dirt, water, and the sun. So I think that's pretty cool. Now, do you have to have a whole lot of space to have a garden? No, you don't. Because if you have those 3 things I just mentioned, dirt, water, and the sun, then you can grow a garden. So you can get a pot. Like here, let me show you. I've got some pots around here that I'm gonna show you. I mean, my yard is not very neat right now, but whatever. All right, there's some cool things growing over here. Got some verbena. This is actually thyme. Who likes thyme? It's an herb. So it's got dirt, it's got sun, and it's got water. And that's all you need to get some. So you could have something like this, or do you know what this plant is right here? This is really cool. Do you know what plant that is in that small pot? That is a fig plant. So you don't have to have like a whole lot of yard like this. I mean, you can. You just have to have water, dirt, and sun. All right, let me show you what's happened since last week. Remember last week we came by the peach trees and there were flowers here. And what's happened now is we had all those bees come by and they pollinated. Can you see in there? I just showed you the part. So there's the little thing, the anthers, the very tips with the pollen, and the bees pick that up, and then they go and touch this tiny little thing right there called the stigma. And then what's going to happen in there is it's actually going to become the fruit, which I think is really cool. So it's not just that it's growing fruit. You also can grow these seeds. And so one of the things we're going to do today is we're going to look at gardening just a little bit, because I want y'all to realize how easy it is to garden and grow things. So I actually got these. These are some snap peas. And all you do is you take this little seed and you stick it in the dirt. Boom. Now you are a farmer. Like, it is that easy. That is all you have to do, is you just take it and you stick it in the dirt. And then do you know what's going to grow up from that? These are going to be little snap peas. So I think that's exciting to have snap peas. You know what? I think we're going to go in the front yard for a few minutes and talk about some different types of gardening stuff you can do. I'm going to take this little piece of paper that I have and show you. These are all the different kinds of things you can grow in the garden. And it's really easy to grow things in the garden. All right, so if we go, you know what? Let's take a little detour real quickly and see if there are any mason bees flying in and out still. I saw some just a few minutes ago. There's one. Do you see it coming out of the top? Boom, there it went. All right, so I don't see any coming in out of there. Okay, let's go back to the front yard and we're gonna go look for things to grow, things that are growing in the front yard. Now, these are seeds that I planted a while ago and they've gotten really big, and I wanted to just show you some of these. Some of these I've just let get really big because I'm going to feed them to the chickens, and tomorrow we're going to go see the chickens. This is a radish. Radish, I mean, you don't really want it to go to seed, but if you look down here, do you see the radish that grew there? How cool is that? All right, and over here, this is some Swiss chard, and all you do is pick it. Then you got yourself some food. Let me show you what's over here growing. These were collards, and the collards are almost gone. So they're starting to go to seed. And this is really cool. These are a really skinny carrot. Look at that. And we got another one right here. So it is so easy to plant things outside. All right, look at that, 2 white carrots. I think these are really fun. I love white carrots. I mean, usually they're orange, right? But they also can be white. Let's see what else we got here. We have some kale. See the kale growing? You can come out in the front yard and just pick your own kale. How exciting is that? It's just fresh. And I don't think there's any growing now, because I think, yeah, here, this, you can just see the little bits of it. Who knows what that was? It was broccoli. Isn't that cool? It was so cool. We had broccoli this winter that we grew, and these are the collards. I actually feed the collards at this point to the chickens, and they love it. But we had enough collards for Christmas dinner this year, which I think is pretty awesome to be able to do that. All right, let's see. Hi, I'm back. Okay, let me talk to y'all a little bit. There are all kinds of plants you can plant. You know what? Let's actually go. We're going to go over here to another part of the yard because it's still noisy in the back with the lawnmower or the weed eater. Anyway, people want their yards to look so good. Okay, here is our apple tree. And you remember last week I showed you one of the little pieces and it wasn't doing anything. But look right there, what's happening. It's going to start to bloom and those little bees are going to come out, and then this maybe will be an apple if the bees come along and pollinate it. Okay, over here we have a blueberry bush. I mean, you usually just think of the blueberries, right? But look at how cool all the flowers are. I love these little flowers. Aren't those neat? And then the flowers are going to fall off. So right up here, if you look really closely, doesn't that look like the bottom of a blueberry? Is that in focus? There we go. Doesn't that look like the bottom of a blueberry? Because it is going to be the bottom of a blueberry. Look, these are going to turn into blueberries. All of this, everywhere there's a flower, there's going to be a blueberry. I think that's really cool. There are also other things you can plant in the yard. Like you can plant, this is lavender. And it smells so good. We don't have smell-o-vision, but if we did, you could smell how great the lavender smells. And let's see, there's some other things I planted this year. This is called euphorbia because that is going to be great for the bees to go see. I wanted to show you, I made a little list. I'm trying to think of a good place to show you where it won't blow too much. All right, maybe here, over in the shade. So I wanted to show you the different things that you could grow for food from seeds, okay? You can grow carrots. Carrots are awesome. You actually just sprinkle them on top of the ground. You don't put them in the dirt at all. You just put them on top of the ground. Same with radishes because they need sunlight to germinate. What does germinate mean? It means like start hatching, start growing from the seed. You also, this is a perfect time of year to do lettuces, and you can still plant blueberry bushes or raspberry bushes. Okay, over here, I want to show you some of the plants that have really good pollen. Zinnias and sunflowers. I have a picture of all these different kinds of sunflowers to show y'all. And then also cosmos or cleome. All of those are awesome. And then these are some of my favorite plants to plant. Lavender, and you just have to make sure they need what's called dry feet. They don't want to sit in water. And then Monarda, which is bee balm, echinacea, asters, all kinds of things. All right, let's go back over here. Maybe the lawnmower won't be too bad because I wanted to show you a few places where you can get seeds. And I think it's important to get good quality seeds. I mean, you can go some places like, I don't know. I feel like you have a better shot of seeds growing and sprouting if you get them from a great place in the first place. So one of the places that I actually have delivering, because we're all at home right now, right? Everybody's doing their best social distancing. And while we're all doing that, how do you go out and buy plants? It's kind of tough, isn't it? Well, Pikes, which is here in Atlanta, Pikes will actually deliver. And I'm sure most of your garden places are delivering right now. And that's cool. I'm also going to give you some seed places where you can order seeds, okay? So first, I want to show you one of my favorite books. It's this book called The One Block Feast. And what I think is really, there's something flying around here. What I think is really cool is this book talks about, they had one block that they grew everything. And they grew things all year long. And I think that's one of the coolest things. This is a summer garden that they grew. You can see some of the summer plants they grew. But I think one of the important things to know about gardening is that you can plant things to grow all year. Like this right here. Okay, I think these are the coolest little things. They look like watermelons, don't they? Do you know how big they are? They're about like that big. They're actually tiny. And they're a pickle. They're called sour gherkins. You can also grow some pumpkins. Like if you plant your pumpkin seeds right now, look at what you can grow. You can have pumpkins this fall. How cool is that? I also wanted to show you, look at all the different types of sunflowers. I mean, I just think that's so cool. And do you know what is cool about sunflowers? Birds love them, and so do the bees. And that was Johnny's Selected Seeds. There's also Park Seeds, which is based out of South Carolina. You can order from them. And then also John Sheepers. I love John Sheepers. They actually have a lot of different, they have little pictures of things. The prices are really good, but they have so much variety. So there are several sources for you for seeds. This is the dirt I got to plant seeds in. So you can do a medium mix, or you can just plant directly in the soil. And all right, I wanted to tell y'all about a couple other things that are really cool. And y'all can have like your parent Google this or something, because I can. But did you know that there's certain plants that you can plant and they will regrow? Like if you take celery and you chop it off and then you put it back in the dirt, it grows again. So does like a head of lettuce. You can also do that with potatoes. I think there are a lot of really cool kind of things. So is there a particular dirt you need? Not really. You can do, I use compost that I get from the backyard. So I'll take a pile of all of our leaves from the fall, and I'll mix it with the grass that we clip. And you know, there are worms that start growing in there. All the kitchen scraps, you know, that you get in your kitchen when you cut things and you cook, you can put that in your compost pile. A lot of people are like, oh my gosh, there's a special recipe I've got to have for compost with brown and green. You know, there is, but don't make it difficult. Just put it all in a pile and it will compost. Just kind of stir it sometimes with the shovel, and it's going to attract worms and all kinds of things that love the ground. Let's see, what else can we talk about with compost? You know, you do think about dirt. It contains vitamins and minerals. You know how we all take vitamins and minerals? Well, dirt has vitamins and minerals in it too. And so you want to make sure you have good dirt. Like, I don't like a lot of chemicals in dirt. I don't want chemicals in the grass and stuff like that either. And remember, what did we talk about with pesticides and bees? Pesticides can really hurt bees, right? So no pesticides. And remember, if you want to get rid of your mosquitoes this summer, what do you need to get rid of? Water. That's right. Get rid of water. Go walking around your yard and see if you can get rid of standing water wherever you can find it. Okay, so after I finish with y'all, I'm going to plant seeds in all these I have these things here. I'm going to plant seeds in these, and I'm going to put the top on them. The one thing I suggest is make sure you mark what it is. I always think, oh, I'll remember what I planted there. Yeah, I never remember what I plant anywhere, so don't do that. Just mark it. Get a popsicle stick. I mean, if you get popsicle sticks, it means you have to eat the popsicles, right? So that's a good thing. Eat the popsicle sticks, eat the popsicles, save the popsicle sticks, write the name of what it is on the side, organize your garden, and then maybe we'll come back in a week or two and see what's starting to grow, and I can show you how we can plant things actually in the dirt once they start to grow. Carrots, just throw the seed in the ground. It's so cool. This is a perfect time to plant carrots right now. Also radishes, plant some radishes. I love radishes. Plant some radishes, they'll grow. So, all right, does anybody have any questions? Everybody's just waving and watching, but I don't really have any questions yet from anybody. So that's fine, and that's good. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll take a picture of this that I had. Wait, let me see. I'll take a picture of this and put it under the video, and I'll also take a picture with the list of all the seeds and stuff, so y'all know what you can plant in your yard. You can plant it in your yards, you can plant it in a pot and put it on the porch. If you live in an apartment, you can plant anywhere. And it's really cool to be able to grow your own food. Okay, all right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye, thanks. Maybe I should name this, like Science-y Things with English. Yeah, that's good. Okay, all right, I'll talk to y'all soon. Bye.